Welcome to Doak Campbell Stadium, and you might as well get used to the sound you're hearing. The Seminole War chant is going full throat. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the number 11 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Canes will boot it away to start the game. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Offense in an empty set. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking to go up top on first down. He's going to go for a big one. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. This series is littered with Florida State heartbreaks in close games, but the last time they met, it was the Noles pulling out a close one.
Florida State found a way to get it done. If you can not involve the kicker a lot of times in this series, things will go well, but they executed. They made the plays they needed to. They got one in a row, Palmer. Can they get two?
And, David, at the end of the day, it was just Florida State that executed better. They made a few more plays, a few more explosive plays, didn't make the same mental errors, and that's why they won that game close.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. All things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Bringing it back. At the 30. And a big return here as they finally get him down inside the 20.
And that's kind of a double whammy for this offense because on their opening drive, not only did they turn it over with the interception, but they've now set their defense up in a really tough spot deep in their own end.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Trying to start the drive with a pass. What a snag by the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Really early in this game, you're seeing the ball hawks on both sides of the ball. Interception on the first drive of the game, and now they come out, and this defense gets a pick in return. There are a lot of dudes in the back end with speed, with the ability to close. What a phenomenal play by that young man just now to get the ball back to his offense.
And he's brought down after a nice game.
That is such a good run. I'll tell you, if you're going to put on a Seminole helmet, you better be dangerous with the ball in your hands at the running back position, right? You think back to the late, great Bobby Bowden. He was old.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Back to pass, it's Croman Hope. He looks that one in nicely. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
That's a really good-looking throw there. I think about back in my day playing for the Gators, we were known as having this high-octane passing attack with Steve Spurrier, but every time we played the Seminoles and Chris Swanky, of course, would go on to win a Heisman Trophy, we knew that we were going to have to be executing at a high level. This guy right here, when he gets going and he gets into a groove, he just does not miss. he is able to light up the scoreboard for the Senators.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. These two have storied traditions in the history of the sport, but in the not-too-distant past, Miami actually considered giving up football, and Florida State was an afterthought.
Yeah, a lot of people forget back in the day when Miami was in the Big East, right? And Florida State was in the ACC. This was kind of an interconference battle every time they played, but no doubt, David, this game just holds so much more significance to both programs.
Both in the state of Florida. Florida State, Miami, the uniforms are so great, the lineage, the history of the players, so it does. It feels like this rivalry's been playing a lot longer than since 1951.
They don't even consider the 47-yard field goal attempt, and they'll try to pick it up on 4th down and short. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. The Noles have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Smashes through. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to blast their way in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Noles! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now,
afterburner's coming. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Gets away from one, finds room. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. Just moving those chains the way Frank Gore did back in the day.
Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, so many elite backs in Miami history. Finding that guy that you can give the ball to that's reliable, important part of the Canes tradition.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Going to the ground. He breaks a tackle. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. To the air, it's Ward. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's complete. A huge pickup. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They'll try to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hurricane. On to attempt the try. blitz the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. South Carolina steamrolled its way to victory today. They scored off turnovers, they scored on gadget plays, an all-around masterpiece that'll give the folks in Columbia a ton of confidence. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Trying to find his man on first down. Makes the catch. It's Douglas. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
This was one of the keys to the game. Could this quarterback, could he extend plays and then make throws in scramble situations? That time, the defense was able to get to him and bring him down for a huge loss.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Seminoles are in the hurry-up. They'll run for it on fourth down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, here's a classic sudden change situation early in the game. We're going to see a few of these as the game goes on, but with the defense getting that stop on fourth down in their opponent territory, the offense now has an opportunity to come out here and maybe take a shot in this sudden change situation, see if they can catch the defense now.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on first down.
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. That kind of play is just vintage Hurricane receiver play.
I mean, big-time playmakers on the outside. The list is long for Miami, but finding those elite speedsters down in this...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Miami. Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, it's Croman Hope. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
Nice catch there. I'll tell you, the Seminole passing attack has come a long way over the years. When I was playing against them back in the day, they were in the I formation every single play. Maybe it was play action. Maybe it was a shot play to the perimeter of the field. Now, they've got guys running all different kinds of routes, playing at different tempos, lining up all over the field. This dude is a guy you just have to know where he is every single snap.
This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Makes the grab. It's Lucas. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. Finally run out of bounds, but he has his offense rolling with a first down. And the Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He'll come out throwing on first down. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the third on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They'll line up for a second down play. To throw, it's Croman Hope. Looking to buy time. Fires on the move. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking left. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Thought he had the huge play with the interception. Instead, nabbed for PI. And it'll be first down for this offense. Looking for a gap. It's Lucas. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And I don't care if I get him by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Florida State.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic, they got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they wanted now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
He'll call for the fair catch here. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
That's the way to start a drive, and now they'll try to follow up on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. And the Canes want to move quickly. Looking for a man. It's Ward. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Got room on the return. After making the interception, he sets up his offense by running it back to the 39.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Throws for the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on first down and just about turned the thing over.
Well, the offense trying to take a shot and get aggressive downfield. That's when the defense just has to come up with an opportunity to make the interception in the end zone. Not going to get a lot of chances like that.
The give from the gun. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. He'll need to put some leg in this one. A 52-yard attempt and just the right finesse to get it in from the right. Never a doubt. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Seminoles will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think even if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime, and you riled yourselves up, and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Going to the running game. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run, then you open it up for the passing game.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Off the RPO, fire right, trying to convert. Nothing but green ahead. The tag. Touchdown, Canes. And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
And the defense lets the big tight end get behind him, and you could see it. When he saw his tight end streaking down the field, he knew he had to throw it up in the air, let him go make a play. He does it. Big play for this offense.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. They're trailing by just 4 to Buffalo. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Running back searching for a hole. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Well, look what's happening now. Old Uncle Mo has hit the transfer portal and is changing sidelines. They'll throw it on first down. With the catch, it's Lucas. Turns it on in midfield. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. Much of this Seminole foundation was built around great quarterback play, some legends at that position.
Some awesome guys that spread it around to elite playmakers, and it's just a great history at Florida State. They've been up and down in the recent history, but this team back in the day, man, Doak was rocking. Everybody wanted to be a Florida State Seminole.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on second, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on third.
Caught near the sticks. It's Benson. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Seminoles have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Croman Hope trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
Complete on 3rd down. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. And there is a degree of difficulty with this one. A 47-yarder from the right hash. That is no good. And guys still down by 4, still needing a touchdown to take the lead. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now, because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Usually see better timing between this senior quarterback and his receivers. That one well behind him. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it go. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? The Canes will line up to punt it away. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Fights off a defender. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the 3rd. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Miami, 21, Florida State, 17.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Quarterback checking the play. Wants to throw on first down. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Here comes the offense on second down. Dropping back, it's Croman Hope. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Makes one man miss. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. And the Noles are marching down the field. Looking to move it through the air. He's going for a big play downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. And after the incompletion on first down, this offense looking at second down. The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that is how you bring it. You see the ball, you go get it right now, and you bring the wood with some bad intentions.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Gets rid of it. That third down pass was coming in hot before it fell to the ground.
Interesting call here for the head coach, too, because you need a touchdown. Now, it's 4th and long. You could kick the field goal and cut into the lead, but depends on how much you trust your defense right now. They may go for this one, guys.
And it's no good. And it is still a 4-point deficit.
That's now the second missed field goal for this guy. You have to wonder if the weather is playing a bit of a factor. Not easy to kick in these kind of conditions with all this rain.
They'll run the RPO and throw it right. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. They'll go to the ground. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. To the ground with the back. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Dropping back, it's Ward. Unloads to the wideout. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
And the Hurricanes getting set on 1st and 10. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Horton. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Fights his way ahead. They get him down after a pickup of 3. They'll mark it at the 12.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Caught over the middle. It's McCormick. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here.
And after that completion, it's decision time now for the head coach. Do you kick a field goal, add to your lead, and make it more difficult on the opposing offense, or do you trust your quarterback to make one more big completion here and ice the game?
They have the lead, and the one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. Direct snap. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Hurricane. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Southern Miss is getting cooked right now at home, and it's all over but the crying. A lopsided affair with miscues and missed tackles. They're trailing by 28 to Coastal Carolina. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He's looking to throw it. Quarterback now breaking the field. Going to try to get it himself. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Backed up just inside their own 20. It's 2nd and 9 from the 19. Back to throw. It's Croman Hope. Pocket starts to collapse. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Well, the problem for this offense now late in the game, trailing by a bunch of points, is that the defense knows they're going to throw the football. And right now, offensively, they cannot protect the edge. You saw the speed coming from the outside. He was able to get to the quarterback for another negative play.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity, because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks that this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He wants a big play here late. Incomplete on